Hi there, I'm Mark Birch, Global Startup Advocate at AWS. Please introduce yourself.
Hi Mark, I'm Oded Poncz, CEO and co-founder of DragonflyDB.
Well, super cool to meet here at the AWS Summit in Tel Aviv, and I'd love to just know, in one sentence, how do you describe what DragonflyDB does?
So DragonflyDB is a scalable in-memory data store, a drop-in replacement for Redis, but it's scaled vertically to millions of QPS from a single instance and hundreds of gigabytes from a single instance.
That's mind-blowing. How did you even come up with this idea? Like, what was the origin story that got you to the point where you thought that this was a problem to solve?
So my partner and I, Roman Gersman, were very enthusiastic about throughput and about low latency systems back in the time that we worked at Google. Then we left to start a company called Ubimo, and that was our first experience with Redis, basically. So we had like 300,000 QPS of incoming traffic, and we needed some kind of a solution for our data workloads. We picked Redis, and it was great at the beginning, but it was very hard to scale with because Redis is single-threaded. So scaling with Redis was a very big pain point for us. Later, after the company was acquired, my partner went to work for AWS, actually, for the Elasticache team. He was a principal engineer there, and then he had the same problems, but with much bigger scales.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So then after he left, we started experimenting with creating some kind of a multi-threaded Redis. And then when we found out that we actually have something, this was the origin for the product and the company.
And I imagine you took it maybe to some customers and asked, do you experience the same problem? How are you experiencing it?
Of course, during the course of creating a startup, you speak to many engineers and VP of engineering, and they all shared like the same things. Like Redis is very wasteful. It's an amazing product, but when you use the technology, so you have to scale with many small instances.
Sure.
And then it's wasteful in resources, like computing resources. It's wasteful in the time that you need to manage that. And with Dragonfly, they can collapse all those many instances into a single instance, which covers all their needs.
Oh, so it's really a super simple customer experience for them to bring on DragonflyDB and then just start to use it and scale as much as they need to.
Exactly, and so it's very efficient for them and also very cost effective for them.
Right, so now that you have the solution out there, how are customers experiencing it? Like, what's been their reaction to now having this type of technology in place?
Oh, so we are celebrating now almost a year since we released it in GitHub. And the repository is booming, like with almost 20,000 stars.
20,000 stars?
Yeah, and developers from all over the world are taking Dragonfly and basically replacing like very high loads with a few instances or a single instance of Dragonfly. Currently, everything is community-based, so there's no service. We are just started to work on the service that will be released later.
So I'm just curious then, like, how big of a company are you today, and maybe like, where are you heading towards? Now you have this solution in place. Is there other tangential solutions you might be building? Maybe is there new markets or verticals that you're tackling?
So as I said, we are early stage, just a year. Currently, it's only a community version of Dragonfly, sure. And now we are starting to work on the managed service for Dragonfly, and sure. Basically we would be managing the data stores for the clients. Got you.
That's going to be like a big boost for, again, more productivity, and then being able to have that as a managed service. On top of that is adding just incredible resource. I have a special heart, or place my heart for dev tools as I came from Stack Overflow. So all about developers. So with that, and now you have this experience under your belt, even though it's still early days, is there maybe like one or two things that you might want to share about your own startup experience that you think might be helpful for others that are just starting on their journey?
Sure, so this is my third startup actually. And I think that one of the things that you need to understand about startup is that it has its own characteristic. It's like a living creature that has good mornings and bad mornings and good days and bad days, and you need to handle this as well. It's something that you experience every day in a startup life.
Yeah, exactly. I think the ups and downs, you just have to be able to roll with it, understand that you're going to have those bad days, but you have those bad days because you know you're going to have these great days, and you're building a company that matters to customers.
Yeah, at the end of the world, we are trying to change the world.
Exactly.
It's not easy.
Not easy at all, but you're making it happen third time around now, so that's super cool. Thank you so much for joining us here at the AWS Summit in Tel Aviv. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the show, and thank you for taking some time to have this time where we can chat and learn more about what you're doing.
Very nice talking to you, Mark.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care now.